It's Vendetta here with the 5th Reddit coaching video. We will be following Jake here on Lucian. He is an ADC main silver 4. Looks like Lucian's his 3rd highest played ADC. So good positioning here right away for the invade. Looked it up on op.gg. Exact same masteries I run on Lucian, so that's good. And as far as runes go, the exact same runes. The only thing different that I do, and it's not a big deal, it's more personal preferences, the blue runes. He ran MR. You can do MR, CDR, mana regen. You kind of have a little bit of freedom there to suit your playstyle. So, got the leash here. Go to lane. This lane matchup, you guys have Lucian Braum versus Tristana Soraka. So basically an all-in lane versus a poke lane. They want to trade, and you guys just want to fight. So any engage you guys have, or any fight, you better be looking to finish that fight with one of them dying right there. Any trades you guys will pretty much lose on. So, alright, CS wise, you got all of the first wave. Good job on this one, that's alright. And this little poke that you're doing here, on most champions, I will harass as much as I can with my Q, kind of like you are lining up with the minions. This early on though, the Q doesn't do enough damage. You're kind of just using your mana. Soraka will be able to heal up whatever damage you're doing with your Q. So level 1 Q, I don't usually, I'll maybe fire 1 at the most, but I won't look to trade with that level 1. Maybe like once you get a couple points in there, even level 5 you get 3 points. That's maybe when I would start harassing. That's when it'll actually take a significant amount for Soraka to actually heal it up. So here, you guys are trading. So let's pause it right here and see what's going on. You've been trading with this Tristana. Soraka's still got 3 potions. And Tristana's still got her potion. Between that, they have more than enough to heal up right at this time. You have just your healing potion and Braum's occasional stack from his relic shield. That's maybe enough to get you full health. They have more than enough to get them full health. So your trades right now, you've lost the trading. I know it feels like you're winning lane, but you're actually kind of playing to their the strength of their comp down here with how you're fighting them right now. So if you're going to be putting damage into anybody, I would be doing it into Soraka. And if you can't get significant damage onto her, I probably wouldn't be trading at all. You don't have Ignite, so you don't really have a ton of kill pressure on the Trist anyway. So right now, this early game, I'd just be trying to avoid taking as much damage as possible. Taking as little damage as possible, I mean, and keeping up with the CS. CS-wise, you're doing pretty good. Gosh, this client is so awful for spectating. See, now that's exactly what you want right there, is for this Soraka to overextend and put that damage on her. That's significant damage. Half healthing Trist, it's pretty meaningless actually. Getting that much damage on Soraka, that's significant. So that was a good trade. That was a really bad exhaust on your support's part. See how much mana you got. So another thing is, the Q poke is great, but you always, and you do, want to make sure you have enough mana for your dash. So right now, so far everything's been pretty good. Just focus on getting your damage on that Raka. Looks like you've got a gank coming here. Alright. Her heal's already down. That's an easy kill. Nice. Good kill. So, whenever, and you're doing it here, as far as I can tell, whenever you get a kill in lane, you just want to shove this. So just shove this right now, as hard as you can, and go back. There's no point in holding the lane. So you got a kill, you got first blood, you want to get that advantage back in your lane as soon as possible. So by not shoving just now, you're delaying your back even more. So you were gonna back, which would have had this lane pushed to their turret anyway, and you would have missed CS that way. But now you are just now backing. This is actually a decent timing. You push the wave. Triss is gonna miss some. And you'll be able to get back in time, not missing much CS, and bringing your lead back into the lane, so you can bully. So you go back with 1900 gold, and let's see what you get. You get a BF sword, boots, and a long sword. And you're waiting for a potion. That's not bad. That's pretty good back. That's probably exactly what I would have bought. I might have skipped boots and just got like 3 or 4 potions and came back, but that's not a big deal. So your support just took a bunch of really unnecessary damage. So you've got a pretty healthy lead on this Trist. You got about 20 CS here. Nice. Good kill. Real good kill. You landed most of your calling. That was good on you to recognize that I'm pretty sure that ward was there, right? So you saw Trist recall. Yeah, you saw Trist recall, so you knew your Soraka was alone down there. Good kill. So, wave manipulation is something I think you can work on here. you're kind of half pushing, half not pushing, what you need to do is, let me switch this to manual. So what you need to do is either decide whether you want to go back or not. So after you kill Soraka here, pause it. Wave is pushing in your lane. So if your goal is to deny Tristana CS, then just last hit. Let it push to you. She has no support, so she can't overextend. She's got a ward there that's going to expire soon. So you can assume she's going to have little to no vision, and it's going to be a 1v2. So what I would have done is just last hit, let this push. You have the safety of your turret, and you'll have the farm here for you to just free farm. That is probably the best option, or the second best option is to clear it as fast as possible, go back, spend your money that you got from your kill, and get your lead back in your lane. So getting that kill is essentially meaningless until you go back. So best bet, let the lane push and just free farm. Option number 2, go push as hard as you can and then go back. What you do is here is kind of like a pseudo push. Like you're using spells, but you're not really pushing as fast as possible. So this is kind of best case scenario for Tristana. You allowed her time to get back here to farm under the turret. So right now you have, excuse me, a 2-level lead and 30 CS. You have destroyed this lane. You should continue to destroy it. Either pushing them under tower, making it harder for her to CS, or transitioning your lead by roaming with Braum to another lane, maybe mid lane, to get a kill. So now it's a pretty good back time. You got the lane under, or you got the wave pushed to turret. You can go back, get your CS, or spend your money, and then come back and get CS. You shouldn't miss too much, especially since Tristana kind of auto pushes with her E. So if you get this CS, which, okay, so basically you miss 3 minions for going back there, but again you have a Warhammer and a dagger and boots on Tristana right now, so Braum ruined that CS for you. And your CS is pretty damn good for right now. 82 CS at 10 minutes, that's pretty good. Speed it up. And if you feel like CSing is not a strong suit here of yours, then there's plenty of videos on YouTube on how to practice CSing and stuff like that that you can look up. So right now, when I don't have vision of this bush, or I like it actually a little farther out, this is about, I just split the lane in half, and that's about as far as I want to push. So if you push any further than that, you better be ready for to win a 3v2, which is what you guys got going on here. There he comes. So that might have been a little bit of cockiness. You're winning the lane pretty handily. So I'm thinking you guys took their bait and went for the 2v2 there. But Yi was right there. So obviously you don't want to overextend or pick a fight if you don't have vision of their jungler, or at least vision of the river. It doesn't help that your support went for a Giant's Bolt first, but if you're gonna climb through, silver and gold, you're gonna have to run into your fair share of crap supports and find a way around it. So worst comes to worst, if that's the case, you don't have vision there, and your support runs in there, let him run in and die by himself. It's a dick move, but at least you're not dead. Alright, so we'll fast forward here. You still got a CS lead, you still got the 2-kill lead. You still have a 1100 gold advantage here. And again, any damage you put out in this lane, you definitely want it to be on Raka at this point. Good double kill. So there, the Trist went really aggro. Good bait by you. Usually Tristanas won't jump into, a single Lucian, but good kill nonetheless. So there, I'm not gonna really fault you for this one. I probably would have. I mean, getting these three CS. I probably would have went back, but I mean, I won't fault you for getting those. Your Braum took a very strange way back home, and it kind of left you open for this Yi. So anyway, go back, spend your money. You got enough for Essence Reaver, I believe. Yep. As far as skill ordering, on Lucian, there's, I guess, 2 trains of thought. Gosh, your support loves to die while you're not there. You max Q first, always. And with Essence Reaver, you have a pretty steady, I don't know if you're AFK or what, Alt-Tab maybe. But with Essence Reaver, I feel like you have a pretty steady mana regeneration or mana pool to use. So some people max E second to get the cooldown and the mana cost down, which is fine. Or you can max W for more damage. So basically E's mobility, W's damage. And I change game by game which one I'm going to do. This game, since it's Soraka, I probably would have went with W just to get a little bit more burst. it might be the difference between getting a kill and not getting a kill. Alright, so this is a little bit more of that cockiness you got going on here. So let's see here. Replay client sucks. Speed it up. So you go in on this Soraka. Your Brahm's still a little bit ways away. Put a healthy amount of damage on her. This, I would have backed off there. I don't know. What happened to Braum? Oh, so Braum was glitched. Okay, so Braum was really far away when you went in. Let's get that going back here. Alright. So when you basically pick this... What the heck? Okay, so Braum was decently far away, especially since Tristana can jump in, so... What the heck? Why does he keep bouncing back? I'm gonna go ahead and say Braum was too far away for you to go into there. Soraka's got plenty of survivability with her ult and being able to silence you. I don't know if Braum screwed you there. The replay client is kind of fucking up here, but you can't 2v1. You can't 2v1 Soraka. Trist has enough damage to kill you before you kill Soraka. And you can't kill Trist. You don't have enough damage to overpower Soraka heal and ult. So, a little bit of cockiness there, trying to fight a 2v1. So yeah, you traded in your trinket, which is nice. You know Yi is dead. So using your, what is that thing called? Farsight Totem, maybe up here would have been a little bit better. It doesn't really matter if it's in the bush or not. They nerfed the vision, so I'm guessing you can probably only see, like, let's see if I can get it to show. Yeah. So unless he basically walks through the bush, you're not going to see him. So what might have been a little bit more effective is to put it right here, so that way you could see the whole lane, because he can still sneak through Fog of War if he's smart enough. But if you put it right here in the middle, the war's going to die anyway with one hit, so you might as well just get full coverage of the river and protect yourself from the gank. You knew no one would be in that bush. You had vision of Vygar, and the jungle is dead, so next time just throw it in the middle of the lane. Here, you guys have probably the biggest lead. There's a 700 gold lead there, and you have a 1600 gold lead on this Tristana. So you guys have the biggest gold lead per lane on the map right now. You have two options at that point. You can either kill this turret and end the lane phase for bot lane and spread your gold lead to, you know, other lanes, or you can try and continue increasing your gold lead by leaving the turret up. I think your best option at this point, since they scale better than you guys, is to drop this turret and try and get a bigger advantage mid or help top. help push top. So I would drop this turret, basically. You have enough minions, I would just be pumping constant damage into that turret, trying to... That way you spread this gold around the map, and you can help swing your guys' victory down here into a victory in other lanes. So failed gank. So that gank went bad for them. I think they could have played it a little bit better. But let's go back to before it starts. So if you're pushing this turret like I suggested you would, and you had the ward up here, like I was telling you earlier, you can see Yi here. And if you're pushing the turret, you have plenty of time to get out. Your vision starts here, so you don't see him till now, giving you about 3 or 4 seconds less time to respond to this gank. Again, it works out in your favor this time, but I would say 8 out of 10 times they're probably going to get a kill there if they play it better. So, future reference. Again, that Yi is a little bloodthirsty. He could have queued to this minion and escaped that tower shot and lived. But since you have blue buff, I would... This is going to contradict what I was saying earlier. Now you have almost an infinite, with blue buff and Essence Reaver, you have an infinite mana pool. I would just be pumping spells into this lane, shoving it as hard as I can. Either keep the Tristana here low health and maybe get a kill, or they will miss CS and their turret will die. So alright. So speed it up here a little bit. So now that wave is pretty pushed. You and Braum should be going mid here. Good kill on her. She walked in the bush with no vision. The Soraka is pretty forward extending. Most Sorakas aren't gonna let you get a free kill on her like this one is. So when the wave was up here, going mid lane is probably better. Get that turret, open up the map a little bit. When mid's turret's down, that gives you guys a lot of vision. Lets your jungle go in their jungle a little bit more. Lets their mid laner push up. Lets bot lane. If they want to just take this turret, that's fine. That turret's dead, basically anyway. Mid lane turret is definitely a worthy trade for that turret. Again, you're getting a lot of good kills, but a lot of these kills, like a Tristana standing there low health, aren't going to happen when you start to climb. So playing the map pressure game is going to work and play in your favor a lot more than hoping for these pickoffs like the one you got here and here. So your support still doesn't have a Sightstone. go. So since your support is not buying Sightstone for some reason, I'd be keeping this Farsight Totem on cooldown. Just dropping them wherever I can. Any bush or any high traffic area here. Add his wolves in here. Any camp that he would do, so that way, yeah, it's gonna die when he sees it, but at least you know exactly where he is at for a good portion of time. Just get dragon here, roam mid, get this turret, open up the map a little bit. Yeah, so setting up this semi-gank, yeah, you guys don't waste time in the bush there, just get the turret. So right now you guys have a 3 turret, 5k gold lead. I don't see how you guys will lose this. Rotate top. That was a good decision. They were here to prepare to defend that. So keep rotating and picking up global gold and spreading your guys' victory down here across the map. Oh, I think you could have had that one if you just autoed. You had your light slinger. Yeah, I think if you autoed, you had that one. Maybe the Soraka ult would have saved him either way. So if you get a 5v5 team fight, your job as the ADC Lucian, you're probably going to have Yi jump on you, so Yi will probably be your first target, and then Teemo would probably be my second target, and then Veigar or Tristana, depending on who's alive after that. That's unless Soraka is close to you. If Soraka's positioning is good, she won't be a viable kill target, but if for some reason she is, after you kill Yi, maybe Soraka number 2. Because she's building pretty squishy. So here you're positioning you have vision of 3 here, and you have vision of this Yi, and you have your front line, so there's no reason to go in front of your front line here, because you know there's 4 really close to you, so you could get collapsed on. And you hit that mushroom and get queued by Yi, so that's just a little positioning issue. Overextending, always make sure you're behind your back line. No reason to be up there. And I think that's partly because you feel really strong right now. You have Essence Reaver, Rapid Fire Cannon, which is what I go to. It synergizes really well with Lucian. I usually go Essence Reaver, Rapid Fire Cannon, then IE or a lifesteal item, Merc Scimitar, or something like that. But I think your mentality, and I could be wrong here, is you feel really strong, so when you start to feel like that, you start to overextend, which I'm pretty sure all 3 of your deaths are just a little bit of cockiness. So a mentality, I always play like they have the lead. If you just, keep in your mind like, okay, they have the lead, how would I play if they did? I obviously a little bit more cautious, not in front of your tanks. So out of that, you are all of your team's pressure. You have 10,000 gold. That's 1,000 more than the next guy, and 2,000 more than anyone else on your team. So you are definitely. This game is going to ride and die on you. If you lose, it's probably going to be your fault. If you win, it's going to be because you carried them. So here with this overextension, they get a mid turret out of it. So just so you can see the consequences of getting fed is great, but it just means that you're going to be the one that has to carry your team. So be mindful of that. That's why if you play extra cocky when you're fed, it's very, very detrimental to your team. So let's get you back up here. So I don't know if your support's going to build a sight stone today. It's getting 10 minutes left in the game, no sight stone. So again, yeah, is he an idiot for that? Yes, definitely. But since you're the ADC, you gotta play around that. Like, you guys have literally no vision, and you're this far up with no turret to take care. So nothing good could really happen there. So you back out. Smart. But again, you got your warding totem. I wouldn't be pushing much unless I had that. Alright, so now I'm pretty sure this is Zin had vision on a couple of them, so pushing bot here is not a bad idea. But you're about as far pushed as you can go. Without vision, that is. Because that's what happens when you don't have vision. Just grab Scuttle here. Your Brahm's down. You guys can't really push 4v5. Alright, so here, earlier I was saying your number one target is Yi, unless, let's get that noise off, is Yi, unless Soraka's readily available to kill, and then Teemo, and then either one Vigar or Tristana. So let's see how we do here. We got the Yi, and then they got two of you guys for the Yi, so yeah, just back off here. Alright, so you are probably 60 to 70% of your team's damage right now. You did a good job with this ult of weakening them, making them think twice about pushing, and then you got this. This Teemo is just as fed as you are here. He's 3k gold behind, but he's definitely the most fed on their team. One of the most dangerous guys on their team. This right here shouldn't be happening. He's 2 levels on you. He's got a blind. You're not going to be able to kill him. If anything, you're going to get chunked out or stunned again or something like that. So you zoned him out. Take the win. Go back, spend money if you got it. Yeah, you have almost 2k gold. You have 2 people dead. It's 4v3. or actually 2v4. Um, so nothing good's going to happen here. So what actually happens is you get a little bit of damage on him and bait your Darius into thinking you're going to fight. So he flashes in, doesn't get a single kill. Yeah, you live, but you baited your Darius into that fight. And now you're 1/4 HP. And this Teemo, yeah, is going to poison you. So this Teemo's huge right now. That blind is really gonna screw you over. So what I probably would have went Merc Sim this game, like I was saying earlier. If there's ever a CC or any debuff that I really need off, like a Zed, especially since you are so fed, it's very, very important that you live. And now that Merc Sim has lifesteal on it, it's a very, very valid item to get third or even second in some cases. So a Teemo blind's really going to screw you, and a Vigar Event Horizon can really screw you. So those are just those two things I probably would have got Merc Sim third. So with your death there, they got so just from that little skirmish with Teemo, where you baited Darius and then eventually died, you lost this mid turret and a dragon because of it. So say you just accepted that you stalled them from pushing mid, went back, you have a turret there and a dragon that you could contest potentially. And it's just little things like that that are going to claw them back into the game. So being fed is definitely it's a gift and a curse, because the outcome of the game is going to weigh on your shoulders. So you did a good job getting yourself fed. Now it's about transitioning into that late game with good positioning and team fights where you can get all your damage out. So again, this dude doesn't have boots or Sightstone, and you guys are running through an unwarded jungle with a Teemo who could have shrooms all over the place that'll probably bring you to half health. If you're going to defend top, definitely take the safe way around this way. So what happens here? So you guys walk through the jungle with no vision. They're up here, obviously ready to fight. Braum gets hit by the mushroom. Xin decides he's going to face check this bush. You get a decent culling off. So what did you dash? When your tanks are playing as sketchy as ooh, I don't know what that was about, but you took a little damage from Baron for no reason. But when your tanks are playing as sketch as they are now, that dash is ever important for your self peel. So let's see what this guy gets caught out. Used it a little bit late to go over the wall. So again, that being in this river with no vision really killed you, because you got Xin here that got caught out, which Yi ulted and jumped on you, and now the most fed person on your team is dead, so they basically have free reign of the map here. So they're gonna goon squad top. Someone on their team will be able to tank this turret, I believe. Yeah, so Tristana gets a turret, so let's see. So again, they have basically no fear since you're off the map here. Picked up 1 kill, but they picked up a turret and a couple kills themselves. And they have vision of your jungle up the wazoo. And Teemo shrooms all over. So that one Teemo shroom did about 900 damage to you. That's why we can't be wandering the jungle for no reason. Alright. So what do we got here? So again, I think here you're definitely tilting. I don't know what exactly you are going to. Yeah, so this, check it out. This is all dark for you. This is what you see. What is there to accomplish? You have vision of Teemo. So you got four units unaccounted for. No red buff, no dragon. You don't have your Farsight totem. And Teemo can 1v1 you, but he's accounted for. Yi can 1v1 you, and I'm pretty sure at this point Tristana can come close to 1v1ing you. And Veigar, if he has his ult, he can kill you. So you can't. I don't believe you can 1v1 anyone on their team at this moment. And you're running into a completely dark jungle. If anything, you know this wave's pushing. Just sit here at this turret. Better to do nothing and then get some CS than run in here and die. So here you go. You're running through the jungle. Again, the most fed person on the team is dead. They have free reign to do whatever they want for the next 45 seconds. They could snag a Baron. I mean, they're not gonna. They're gonna push the spot lane. Team picks one up. So your team has a pretty decent response. Darius completely overextends. Alright, so you're back. You're back in action. Your team lost 2 while you were dead. Because they were trying to defend this turret. They overextended for sure, but... So now... let's just analyze this for a second. You were the king of the castle about 15 minutes ago. Now, Teemo, now you're one of the lower levels on the team, and you're kind of, I mean, gold-wise, you're still in pretty good shape, but you're not as much of a threat as you were due to being caught out here, here. So you've got 3 deaths, just that I can think of off the top of my head, where you were overextended a little bit. So that was a good kill. Again, you got your good kill there. You have a 1 HP Braum and a 10 HP Morgana. E-ing closer to them is nothing but bad news. Yep, this tower's theirs, man. So just back off. I think if you would have just taken that victory, they were looking to back out here. After you got that kill, they were on the ropes. They were ready to leave, and then you aggressed on them, and you lose a turret for it. So now that with that they've taken the gold lead, and Tristana's a crazy tower killer, so she got 2 turrets. So I hate to hammer it home here, but that one little aggression there, maybe they would have got that turret anyway. They definitely wouldn't have got this turret. But that one little inch forward here, where Braum died, is 2 turrets. And that's an inhibitor turret, so that's a big deal. So just think about your positioning in the future here. I think you were 9-1 at one point, and so now you've gone 1-5. So your early game was great. What you really need to work on is your positioning in these team fights, staying behind your back line, not running into visionless jungles and. So let's see what you saw here. Alright, so let's pause it here. You have vision of this bush and Vigar, and you have vision of Vigar mid, and you know Tristana's here. That's all you know. Outside of this ring, it could be a Teemo, could be a Yi, could be that Tristana waiting to hop on you. Again, all those targets can kill you, so if you're going to try and steal this dragon with your ult or whatever, that's fine. But this, wait for the Xin and Darius to go in there. You should be the last person coming around that corner, walking into the darkness. I think that early game gave you some good confidence, and that confidence is killing you right now. And this Teemo with his shrooms is killing you guys too. You're going to the fights half health. Your Braum built a Tiamat. I know it's hard, man. I know I've had supports like this. I know it's hard to play with, but you got to find ways around it. I don't think you bought a pink ward yet. Make sure this is always on cool. You're doing better with it the farther the game gets, but making sure that's always down. And here, that's just a poor decision in the fact that your team went one way, and for some reason you went the other way. So here, just keep going this way. You're far enough away from them where you can go this way and be just fine. But you take a wrong turn at Albuquerque here, dude, and Master Yi punishes you for it. So again, I'm going to play the what if game. And what if you went this way? Yi might have ulted still and might have aggressed on you guys, but it would have been easier to kill him because you were all grouped. But instead, you go this way, you E over, yeah, you live. But your team says, oh shit, our carry, our Fed guy's in trouble here, comes to help you. Xin gets stunned and dies. So, again, you got out, but did you bait your team? Yeah. I mean, in this elo, people are gonna follow the slightest sign of engagement and think that's a fight that they need to join. So, just how you're posturing and things like that could bait your team. So again, just to hammer it home, I'm going to say you going this way and Yi ulting and jumping on you eventually results in Xin dying, results in this Baron being taken. So did you branching this way instead of this way cost your team Baron? Yes. So we'll fast forward it here. Again, their team just got Baron. You got a dark jungle up there. At this point, it's looking pretty grim anyway, so, but you're not doing yourself any favors. Look at the map. It's dark. It's scary. I don't know what you're walking around trying to do, but you only have this extra chromosome Braum here. I'm sorry, with no sight stone guarding you, which is bad news. So, let's see, they just do the inevitable here, take this turret. And your team gets smoked while you have to go heal. So, to back it up, at one point they have a 6k gold lead now. Crazy kill lead. And turret advantage when you guys had 3 turrets to their 0, a kill lead, and a massive gold lead. I think like 5k or something. And you were fed as heck. So, I mean, you had a great early game, got a couple picks on Soraka and Tristana, but what you really need to work on is transitioning to the late game. Positioning, staying behind your team, coping with bad supports like this. I know it's hard. You played pretty good, but I think with better positioning you'll be able to carry your team to this victory. So hopefully you learned something. Thanks for submitting, man.